What's up, guys? It's a Spent Man coming to you from the beautiful North Country. Today, I'm going to be talking about what are the best varieties to grow on the small farm, on the homestead, in the garden, wherever. And I'm not going to be talking about varieties in particular that you should grow, because the best varieties are the ones that are going to grow well for you and perform well where you're actually at. So we're not going to be talking about the latest hybridized seed that you can't save seeds from and everything, or what Baker Creek or Johnny's is selling that's hot this year, because the best stuff has got to be native to you in your area, in your farm or your homestead. So the number one thing for me and what makes an awesome variety is that it's gotta taste good. So in my last video, I talked about how I don't want stuff that's just abundant, that grows a lot or produces a lot. What does it mean if it doesn't taste good? I don't want a lot of stuff that doesn't taste good. I want a lot of stuff that does taste good. So the number one quality we're looking for is flavor, and we grow for flavor on our farm. So that's the number one thing we're looking for, something that tastes amazing, because anything that tastes amazing that you grow yourself in your garden, your farm, and your homestead is going to be better than anything you can get anywhere, especially in the store, guys. So number one thing is flavor. How does it taste? It's got to taste amazing. And then the second thing is abundance. So we want something that tastes really good and creates an abundance of food for us to eat and enjoy. And then the third factor is nativizing it and getting it to grow on your property, getting it to be able to where these awesome varieties that taste good and produce a lot will just volunteer themselves and pop out of your compost. And I'm going to show you some varieties that satisfy these three factors, which I'm saying creates the best varieties. So I'm right here in my garden. I'm going to show you some right now. Check it out. Right here, I got these butternut type squashes, and we call these Orange Man. And check them out. You can see there's a bunch of them in here. They're getting beige right now, and they kind of look like butternut. They kind of look like Seminole, but they're special and unique to our farm, and we call them Orange Man. And so they create a lot. There's an abundance of them. They taste really, really good. And also, these squashes will pop up and do pop up in our compost and different areas around the farm. So these Orange Man squashes meet all the designations, all the factors. They taste amazing. They grow in abundance. You can see all the fruits in here, and they will volunteer themselves on the farm. So that's a great variety. And I'm going to show you another one right here in the same spot. We have Cornucopia Bush Sweet Corn, which is an experimental red sweet corn. And I had my corn patch right here last year, and it volunteered right in with the squash. And I have one open that you can check out right here. This is bred by Alan Capuler, who is a great plant breeder and grows stuff to have a lot of anthocyanin. And his daughter carries on his plant breeding and seed saving legacy now. But this Cornucopia Bush Sweet Corn volunteered itself as I had my corn over here last year. We're actually going to see something amazing, because over here is where I have my corn patch this year, And we can actually see the evolution of this corn, because I grew cornucopia bush sweet corn and I let it cross-pollinate with a bunch of open pollinated corns, sweet corns that I really like, and let them cross, save the seed. And then this year's seed that I saved and I planted, right here we can see the evolution, the latest layer of rebirth going on right here. And count it, guys, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 ears of this experimental red sweet corn on this plant, and it's growing up really tall, which means we're involved in the breeding process and we're creating our own variety right here on the farm. And that's what I'm talking about when I say make it native and make it special to you, because you got to be saving the seed and participating in the breeding process, unlike the hybrids where you have to buy the seed every year and it's always a little bit different. But you know, we're not absolutists about this on our farm. Like, we'll grow sun gold tomatoes, shishito peppers, the stuff that we really like, but ultimately if we can't save the seed and have it grow back true to seed, that doesn't make it the best variety ever. So pretty cool right here. I'll show you again. Cornucopia bush experimental red sweet corn, then the evolution, this year's version of it. So we're gonna have to give it a name. So if anyone has any ideas out there, let us know what we should call our experimental red sweet corn. And the sweet corn is really good too. You can let it dry back down and make some red cornbread in the wintertime too, if you want to grind up that seed in the mill. And you know, either way, amazing stuff. And we'll go into the hoop house here and just show you around with stuff that we got going on. Got our pepper rows in here, bunch of different kinds of peppers going on. Wendy just made some amazing pimento cheese for lunch inside, and it's hard to stay away from that stuff. So right here we got the shishito peppers, and I picked a huge bucket of them just a few days ago, and they're already hanging down. And we got some cayenne peppers and some cherry tomatoes going on. Got a lot of different cherry tomatoes. So what makes the best variety, guys? What is the best variety? It's something that tastes amazing, something that produces in abundance, and it's something that you can nativize to you in your area and participate in the breeding process. So it's not going to be a hybridized seed or a modified seed in any way, because you got to be able to save it, plan it out, and participate in the selective breeding, picking the best plants, the plants that you think produce the best, taste the best, look the best, because it's all about eating and enjoying all the best stuff. And I'm going to show you a little bit over here. Our elderberries are doing real good this year, and my goose is honking at me in the background. Look out for gooses, guys. They're or geese. They're real cute in the beginning and get really loud later, but that's okay. But check out this elderberry bush here. My chickens are in here cleaning up around it, but we got an abundance of elderberry. Look at this guy right there, that bunch. So we harvest the elderberries like this and get them in the freezer, and then we start making our elderberry syrup, elderberry tincture, and we make all of our cough syrup, all of our medicine, so we don't get any of those phantom illnesses, any of those so-called flus in the wintertime. So the medicine comes from the land, it comes from the terrain, guys. It doesn't come from Rite Aid and all these other places. That's it right there, baby. Elderberry, that's what's up. So pretty excited about that. Got a real nice yield going on this year. And my last video, I talked about my prophecy for the future. I talked about looking into my little glass balls and giving my prophecy for the future. But I actually wanted to give the dark and the light side, because there's a dark and a light side to everything, right? But I got pretty excited with the dark stuff, which happens a lot in today's age, but I didn't really talk about the light. So if we're talking about all this kind of transhuman stuff, if we're seeing a move from nationalism to internationalism, or something like a new world order, some people might call it, as scary as that change might be, and as inevitable as that change might be, every time one door closes, another opens, or many open. And this is called agorism, where the markets are always changing and the people need to adapt and find the gray spaces, the gray area, the gray market in between all these changes. So I think a move from nationalism to internationalism will actually create a lot of opportunities for decentralization, because the smaller the scope of the power of the elites, the more areas for decentralization and working together and smaller clusters of people will appear, because the larger the power structure, the less efficient that it's going to be. And we can see that even now. So that was my light prophecy that I left off of the end of my last video. And so sorry to just leave you in the dark and be only about negativity, because actually out here on the farm and in other areas of our life out here, we think it's super important to be realistic and to acknowledge and talk about the things that are going on. But ultimately, we need to be solutions oriented. Just being some doomsday sayer, or doomsday seer, doesn't really do anything if we're not actively trying to find solutions and trying to share solutions. So I'm going to be talking more about solutions to these things in the future. And I have my favorite decentralized currencies, my favorite voluntary currencies, and my next video is going to be about that. I'll be talking about the gold back and some cryptocurrencies and cash and all my favorite voluntary currencies. So yeah, buddy, that has been the Spent Man in my video for the end of the summer. We're talking about what makes the best varieties out on the farm or homestead, and that is something that tastes amazing, grows abundantly, and that we can nativize in our area. And decentralization and how internationalism creates more opportunity for decentralization. And yeah, that's about it. My next video is going to be all about voluntary currencies and counter currencies and currencies that we can use to work the gray markets that are going to be coming. So thanks so much, guys, for watching from the beautiful North Country. This has been the Spent Man. It's the end of August, coming into harvest season, baby. And that's what it's about. Putting it up, putting it away, saving that seed, making that medicine. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.